Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for daily tarot predictions. This is going to be for Tuesday, January the 22nd. We are going to go ahead and get started with Aries first. Hello there, Park Unknown. Glad to see you, honey bunny. How are you? Aries, your card here is coming up as the Chariot in reverse. Now, the Chariot in reverse next to me, the first thing that comes into my mind as I look at that card is off the tracks this time. So there's something that you have been working on, some kind of target or goal that not only involves yourself, but it does involve other people's cooperation as well. And when I'm hearing it's come off the tracks, this may be something that is a target or goal that gets completely sidelined. There may be something happens that makes this not doable at this point. It could be that, maybe you or somebody else has decided you no longer want this goal or this target. You no longer want to reach that. Or it could be that something happens where somebody who was helping you to reach a target or goal is no longer able to do that. But something comes off the tracks. So you just want to kind of have a heads up and be aware that, if you have a target or goal that you're working towards, you may want to get some kind of backup plan as to what you would do if. All right, so that's for Aries. Good morning, Mary. Glad to see you here, honey bunny. Glad you're great, Park Unknown. I am fantastic. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. I do appreciate those. We are moving on to Taurus now for Tuesday, January the 22nd. Alrighty, Taurus. What you guys have showing up here is the Five of Swords in reverse. Five of Swords in reverse is a really good card. It does talk about bringing an end to some kind of conflict, debate, or all-out fight or argument. So something that has been causing a lot of, at the very least, verbal back and forth is coming to an end, and you are finding some kind of way to compromise or make peace with this situation as this disagreement comes to an end. And I feel like for some of you, Taurus, this was a pretty bitter disagreement that is now coming to an end, and you're finding, peace in this time. Okay, and so that's for tomorrow, for Tuesday. Hello there, Patricia. Hey. Okay, Gemini. Gemini. For Tuesday, January the 22nd. Hello there, Sarah. Glad to see you. Gemini. All right, Geminis, what you have coming up here is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Now, the Eight of Cups in reverse is generally a card that tells me that there was a situation that you have already walked away from because it was making you feel depleted. That's actually in the past that you walked away from the situation. On Tuesday, what we see is you coming back into a situation that you felt like made you feel depleted before. Hopefully you have some kind of reason to expect that things would be different or better this time. Otherwise, I'm not sure why you would do this. So good luck to you, Geminis, on that. Cancer. You guys are up next. This is for Tuesday, January 22nd. All right, Cancers. Okay, so Cancer, what you have here is the Ancestor. The Ancestor is a card, Cancer, that calls you to consider the cost of something. When we've got these two trees showing up, this is telling me that you are on the verge of making a decision that would be a decision that there would be no turning back from. Okay. This can be a decision where you are changing your career, or maybe you're deciding what you're going to focus on for a career if you're still in school. This could be a decision to get married. This could be a decision to start divorce proceedings. This is something that once you make this decision and you start taking action on it, there is no turning back. Okay? So there's some kind of decision that you're making that once you make this, there's not going to be any turning back. And the ancestor calls us Cancers to have wisdom, to really think this through, to make sure that whatever this decision is, that we are making the best possible decision, that we are making the right decision for us. It causes us to count the cost. Now, when you think about that, that could come across as saying, don't make this decision. That's not really the case. This isn't something saying, don't make this decision. This is something saying, make sure that this is the right decision for you. So count the cost. If I make this decision and if I move forward, what happens that I need to be aware of that could impact me in a negative way? And what happens that I need to be aware of that could impact me in a positive way? And really weigh that out. Make sure you know what you're doing. Typically, if this card comes up, what happens if you don't count the cost before you make this decision or move forward with this decision is that you do move forward with the decision and you're kind of taken by surprise at what happens, or the repercussions of the decision, and then you find yourself wondering, oh my gosh, should I have done this? But if you counted the cost ahead of time, then it doesn't take you by surprise. You kind of realize that there were going to be repercussions and you were going to have to deal with them, and so you got a little bit of a plan about how to do it. Okay, so this card is not saying do this thing you're thinking about. It's not saying don't do this thing you're thinking about. It's saying count the cost before you make that decision and start acting on it. Make sure that this is really what you want. Okay, and that's for Cancer. All right, next up we have Leo. Leos for Tuesday, January 22nd. Boy, this month is really flying by. Leo, 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 Leo. Okay, Leos. You guys have the Queen of Pentacles showing up. What I'm hearing is that this is somebody that you are interacting with. A Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very aware of tangible things. They're very aware of finances. They're very aware of how things smell, taste, feel. They're very aware of the tangible things. Okay? The Queen of Pentacles also is somebody who can be very nurturing. She may want to share the good things that she has with you. She may be hostessing or hosting, depending on what their actual gender is, because with a court card, in a general reading, it's really hard to say what it could be. Could be male or female, but this person could be hosting or hostessing some kind of situation where you're enjoying great food, great drink. Maybe even there's bonuses passed out there for some of you. But this is somebody who is very aware of tangible and financial things, and this person wants to share the good that she has with those around her, including yourself, Leos. Okay, that's for tomorrow. All right, who's next? Virgo. Virgo is for Tuesday, January the 22nd. Thank you to those of you who are sharing this video so that other people can benefit from it. I appreciate that. And thank you also to those of you who have given thumbs up. So I appreciate that as well. Virgo's card is the Fool in reverse. Okay, so Virgos, when you've got the Fool in reverse, this just talks about that there is something that you had begun basically as a leap of faith. This thing is no longer a new thing. You've been doing this thing for a while. And you may be questioning if you want to keep going with it. With the Fool card coming in reverse, you have had those questions on your mind, but you've decided, yes, I do want to keep moving forward with it. Okay? Whatever that it might be, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a project, whether it's a hobby, if it's a friendship, whatever this is that you're debating, do I want to stick with this or not? I do see you sticking with it and moving forward, trying to turn it into something that is more stable and better. All right, Libras. Let's look at you guys. For those of you who are trying to find, trying to stick with something, you may actually be working with, who would this have been? Yeah, you may be working with a Leo, because, those Leos are interacting with a Queen of Pentacles type of character. So that would actually kind of make sense with a Fool coming up in reverse. Anyway, let's move on to Libras. This is for Tuesday, January 22nd. Hello there, Marha. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here again. You're a Libra. Well, you're just right in time, Miss Barb. Libra. Okay, Libra is what you have showing up here is the Justice card, or Judgment card, excuse me. Judgment card. I accidentally pulled up two cards when I pulled this. There was only one that was flipped over, but the card that was behind the Judgment card whenever I pulled it up is the Star card. So it looks to me like, Libras, you're trying to find some kind of best way to handle balance in your life. And this is taking a little bit of thought and a little bit of your own good judgment to find that balance that you need right now. And that's coming up for Tuesday, the 22nd for Libras. Hello there, Kristen. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Scorpios, we are up next. Me and my fellow Scorpios. While I'm shuffling for Scorpio, let me go ahead and announce that if you guys would like to schedule a private reading with me, I do offer private readings in increments of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. I also offer 1 or 2 question readings. Those are pre-recorded. They're not live. And then I also offer Reiki sessions. All of that can be found on my website, plus the other services that I offer as well. My website is www.amista.info. Once you have looked around and made sure I'm the right service provider for you, then go ahead and get a hold of me. All my contact information is on that website, and we'll get you scheduled quickly to get you taken care of. Scorpios. Yippee skippy. We have the Balance card coming up in reverse. Okay, so for me, whenever this card comes up in reverse, we're feeling a little bit unbalanced on Tuesday. We may be feeling more emotional than we normally do, and we may be having a hard time really putting a grip on what our emotions are all about. Where are these coming from? We may be feeling triggered, and it might be a good time to, really get down to some brass tacks and do some healing about where are these emotions coming from, and are these really rational? And if they're not, why are they so important? Why are they happening? And working on, coming into a place where we can respond to whatever triggered us in a more rational way. Okay? So that's what's coming up for us Scorpios. Hello there, Sarah. Glad to see you here, my dear. How are you today? Next up, we do have Sagittarius. This is for January the 22nd, Tuesday. Alrighty, Sagittarius, what you have showing up here is the 9 of Wands. What I'm hearing is going to battle, and I'm also hearing preparing for battle as I look at this card for you Sagittarians. So when we've got some kind of situation where you're going to battle or preparing for battle, the preparing for battle could be that you're expecting some kind of argument or a fight from somebody, and you're kind of in your mind going over, well, what am I going to say if they say this? What am I going to say if they say that? If they say this, I am just going to kick their butts, whatever it might happen to be. You're kind of going over, you're having those little conversations in your head of how am I going to handle this scenario? How am I going to handle that scenario? For others of you, this is not just, preparing for battle. For others of you, this is going into battle. So there may be some kind of argument that comes up. I don't think it's something that is a surprise to you, this argument or debate. For some of you, this is going to have to do with something in the workplace that's kind of been brewing for a while. For others of you, this is going to be more your personal life. But I have to say, my strongest feeling off of this card is that this has to do more with work than personal, at least for most of you. Like 80 to 90%, I would say this has to do more with work when we're talking about actually going to battle. Now, the preparing for battle, that felt a lot more personal to me. So then you're probably looking at like a 50-50. But to actually, oh, this is war type of thing, then that has more to do with some type of work situation. So, there's something that I think you've already been sort of preparing for it. I don't think that it's a surprise when you end up going to battle over whatever it is you're going to battle over at work. If this is how that applies to you, I don't think it's a surprise. And I think that mentally and emotionally, you've already done what you can to make yourself ready. And now you're on offense. I don't feel like you're on defense. I think that, how do I want to say this? I think that this has been brewing for a long time. So where before you were kind of like just sort of coping with whatever has been thrown your way, now you're like, no. Somebody who has been seriously misusing their charms, shall we say, has finally made some kind of mistake that leaves them open so that you can, and maybe you don't even have to say anything, but the bosses end up seeing, okay, this is this person's real colors. This is kind of scary. So there is this energy of you guys possibly being in the middle of the boss realizing that, but there's also the energy of this person has just shown themselves to be so far out there that the boss can't help but see it. And I think for most of you, you're trying to kind of stay out of things because you don't want to come across as looking like you're not objective. So that's what we've got for you, Sagittarius. I really think that for a lot of Sagittarians, this could end up being a good thing once it's all said and done. If you've got somebody that you've been really slacking with, that you're trying to work with, and the boss finally realizes what a slacker they are, it could be really good if they're not there anymore and the boss is bringing in a replacement. So preparing for battle, going into battle, I don't see that as a bad thing. All right, let's look for Capricorn. And this is for Tuesday, the 22nd of January. By the way, Capricorns, I think today is still like your last day when the sun is in your birthday, isn't it? We're talking about the 22nd. Sun's not even in your space now. You're not birthday people anymore. Look at that. All right. Usually I give like a day warning, like this is the last day to get your to get your birthday discount. But that's pretty much over. On point for Sag. Cool. Thank you, SLC. I appreciate that. Tammy Bambi. Hello. You have a Sag moon, Barb? Moons generally have to do with our subconscious leanings for the most part. But it also depends where else that falls in your chart as well. Where else the moon would fall. Okay, so next, Capricorns. What you guys got is the Three of Wands, and it did already fall even as I was just starting to shuffle for you guys. Three of Wands is telling me that on Tuesday you are making some kind of long-term plans or some kind of travel plans. A lot of you will be taking planes. When words go out by accident, there's always a reason for that. So Capricorns, you may be planning a plane ride. Others of you may be traveling some other way. It doesn't really have to be 100% of you on planes. This can just be like a certain percentage of you, but heavily planes when that comes out like that. Anyway, some kind of travel plans or some kind of plans long-term about your dreams. So when we're talking about long-term plans, this could be something like for a few months away, or this can be something that happens, even more long-term than that. But anyway, just making some kind of plans, long-term plans or travel plans, Capricorns, on Tuesday. Okay, so next up we do have Aquarius, who are now our birthday people. I can't believe I let that date slip by, that transition date. Anyway, happy birthday, Aquarians. If you would like to get a discount, you can get a 25% discount as long as you're in Aquarius while the sun is in Aquarius. All you have to do is get a hold of me and let me know, and I will go ahead and apply that 25% discount to any live reading that you get with me. My website is in the description box below, and that has all my contact information if you go to that website. All right, so Aquarius's card. Okay, Aquarius, you have the Seven of Clubs showing up in reverse. Seven of Clubs in reverse is telling me that you had set some boundaries with somebody before, and now you're letting those boundaries go. So for some of you, this can be telling somebody, you know what, I can't take you to work every day. You're going to have to figure out something. Once in a while, yes, but every day, maybe not. And so when this comes up in reverse, it's just saying that if that's a boundary that you set, for an example, then maybe you're taking that boundary down. Maybe now you're saying, you know what, I really don't mind taking you to work every day. It's okay. That type of thing. So some kind of boundary that you've set that is now coming down. You're making yourself more vulnerable to this person you were setting a boundary to. Right, Tammy, that makes sense. And that totally fits with the card that I saw too. Woohoo! All right, next up we have Pisces. This is for Tuesday, January the 22nd. Pisces, 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 Pisces. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Pisces, you guys have a lot on your mind right now because my hands don't want to stop shuffling for you. So there's a lot to choose from that Spirit could talk to you about here. We're just trying to land on something. Okay, I'm hearing let's get 3 cards out for Pisces because I just was not able to stop shuffling until that bit of instruction came across. So let's do that. So Pisces, we're probably looking at 3 different incidents if you have this much on your plate. So we're going to go through these one at a time. I'm not even going to try to make them into all the same type of, all connected into one thing, because chances of that are probably not very likely. Now, as I start to read the cards, I may change my mind totally on that. But first impression, because I couldn't quit shuffling, is we're probably looking at a few different situations. The first one that comes up for you, Pisces, is the 9 of Arrows. And this is my card that talks about dedication. So this just tells me that there is something that you are very dedicated to, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship. This is probably something with this card showing up that says that you have had your questions about whether you want to stay dedicated to this or not. This card basically says that you're leaning towards that. You're deciding, okay, you know what? Yes, I do. Maybe something sort of shook the foundation or shook your trust a little bit, but now you're coming into this place of, you know what? Yeah, that was a one-time thing, and now I want to move forward with this. I don't want to dwell on the negative. I want to move forward in the positive way. Okay, so that's for Pisces. That's awesome, Tammy Bambi. Okay, so Pisces, your second card that came up. Wow. Okay. Ace of Bows, Spark of Life. The first thing that I heard, and I don't hear this message all that often, the first thing that I heard, Pisces, some of you are pregnant. Maybe some of you are just finding out. You may be just finding out on Tuesday. But some of you are expecting. Okay. Yeah, I usually say a lot more about that card. I usually go in more of a career direction with that card, but that's not what hit me when I touched it, when I picked it up. Now, obviously, that's not going to apply for every single Pisces, but it's out there. It's what's coming through strong for me, so I'm going to put that out there for you guys. That's how that works. Last card we have coming up. 7 of Vessels. This is my mourning card and my grief card. This can be my great sadness card. So Pisces, this tells me that there's something that you're mourning. Okay. This could literally be that somebody has passed not too long ago that you were close to, and so you were literally mourning that person. This can also be that you had a really great job and now it's gone, and you could be feeling sad about that. By the way, for those of you who are watching this right now, if that was the case, you would already know this. This is not like something that you could lose your job today or tomorrow and then you would be sad. This is something that you actually already know about. It just talks about that you're in this situation where you're mourning. Okay. And the other thing this can be is, and this is the same thing you would already know by now, this could be if you have lost a relationship that you're mourning the death of that relationship. That could also be connected with this card. I really think, honestly, for some of you, I really think you're grieving a person. For most of you, I think this is more about grieving a person rather than sadness about a job or a relationship. And I think that this new baby that's coming into your life, you don't actually have to be having this new baby for it to come into your life. This could be a new niece or a nephew or something like that too. This could be a friend's kid, but it's going to be a baby that you're going to feel somehow bonded with or attached with if it's not yours. I really think that for some of you, whoever this is that's passed away, that you're mourning, I believe in reincarnation. They may be coming into this new baby. You know, their spirit may be coming into this new baby spirit, and they may be taking another crack at manifesting here on this planet and in the same family that they were before, for the most part, is what I'm hearing. Okay. So I think that once this baby comes into your life, there may be some consolation for you because they're going to have some of the mannerisms, especially as they get a little bit older, but even very early on, some of the mannerisms of this person that you're grieving. And it's going to help you to, I think it's going to help you to get beyond the grief and to start appreciating life again. Okay. So I know that's very specific, and I normally don't go that specific on readings, but that's what I've got. What can I say? If that only applies to a few of you, then that was the ones that you guys needed to hear this and who Spirit wanted to talk to the most about these situations. So if it applies to you, awesome. If it resonates, take it, and do what you can with it. If it doesn't, don't stress out. Check your rising sign, check your moon sign. And, if none of that resonates, then just chalk it up to, maybe another day I'll be the one that I really need to hear a message. But for today, these people are the people who really needed to hear that message. Okay. Hello there, Avneet. I am around, my dear. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I consider that a good thing. All right, so we've got everybody taken care of. Thank you so much, all of you, for stopping by, for hanging out, for liking this video, for sharing this video. And for those of you who have bought readings from me or will be buying readings from me, and who have or will be buying Reiki from me, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all so much. All of your efforts are what help me to be able to do what I love to do for a living. And so I do honestly appreciate you guys so much. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys the next time around. Peace out.